Tomorrow we dyno in hell! Today is the day that we make big power on the Porkapotamus. We're gonna see what this big pig is all about. This ADM has hooked us up with all the stuff that we need to put the LT4 blower on there. And this thing, we did our test drive on our last video, and this thing rips. It is a big, fat, giant, heavy thing, but it is fast now. It is finally getting pretty darn quick. So we're gonna find out what she makes and how much boost we're making and kind of go through the tuning process and see what we can get it to. I think we're gonna run into some limitations on fueling with the E85. We'll be plenty good on 93, but once we start to lean on the fuel system, we're gonna find that limitation. Later after that, we're gonna try and do something that's gonna see if we can bump up that fuel system a little bit more, optimize it a little bit more. We have a couple other tricks up our sleeve, but stay tuned for that. But right now, let's find out what she's made of. Yeah, still very rich too, so I got a lot of stuff to figure out. First run was a little bit too lean. Second run a little too rich, but it is tolerating the timing. So that is a great starting point right there. Now again, bear in mind we're doing our pulls in 4th gear. That's basically a 60 to a 110 mile an hour pull. Got to check out what's going on with the injection timing. I kind of saw that it was a little bit low there, and that was indicating that the fuel wasn't really where it needed to be. Now that I bumped up the fuel pressure, we've got copious amounts of fuel. So we're trying to really push that envelope, and what that's going to hopefully do is give us more room for the E85. But 600 and 600 is a good start. So 605 horse and 613 torque. Like I said, this little tanker, she's going to scooter. Porkapotamus Escalade. Okay, we started that run just a little bit later. I got a good air-fuel ratio on that one. We're gonna try and maintain that. Should be about the same spark advance. All right, so the air-fuel is under control, so we should be able to mess around with the injection timing a little bit. I still have just a lot of stuff to kind of go through and kind of see what's going on. Should be the same timing, but we're gonna kind of, feel through everything and see what's up. Okay, so I made 0 changes to the timing curve, 0 changes to the fuel map. I just changed injection timing and I picked up 22 horse and 8 pound-feet of torque. So major thing. That's kind of what I was trying to say before, is that, when you have injection timing and all the other odds and ends that go along with direct injection, like variable cam timing, which is not exactly applicable to this application, but it makes a major extra degree of difficulty, something else that you need to tune. So we just changed injection timing alone and we are up another 20 some odd horsepower. So let's kind of rewind a little bit here, and we are on 93 octane at the moment right now, okay? We went from 454 horse to 632 horse, and we're not even done yet, all right? We are picked up over 180 horsepower, or right at about 180 horsepower, just on 93. And we don't even know how much boost we got yet. We're gonna go and check the boost on what we're making. The way I have the map sensor, it's on the pre-boost side, so it's only reading vacuum at the moment. Maybe a little bit later we might change the map sensor to the back side, but that was kind of, we didn't have the sensor, nor do we have the adapter harness, what we needed to make that work. But right now, I'm very excited with the power that we're gaining. It's clean, we got plenty of fuel, everything is going really good with it right now. But this thing, you could feel it in the dyno that it just was absolutely hauling ass right there on that pull right there. So things are looking up. She's on the way to making some more power. This is pretty sharp. So we're making only 7.5 pounds of boost, and we've made 190 wheel on 93 octane. That's certifiable badass right there, okay? Yeah, that's pretty awesome. So I'm gonna get a little bit more aggressive with the timing. I've been kind of playing it safe, just trying to see what it's doing, but 644, 615, I'm having to get on it a little bit later. We should be making equal horsepower and equal torque. I might make it so that it won't downshift, so I can stomp on it at, say, 2,800 or something to really see that big old torque spike. But 7.5 pounds, that thing's flowing really good on motors, so that's, I mean, it's good. It's good. I was hoping for more, but I mean, heck yeah, man, 7.5 pounds, that thing's gonna be like so ridiculously efficient. Wow, that's, yeah, we can definitely throw a lot more timing at it. I'm like, yeah, let's go, let's go. I think we finally got the maximum amount of timing that we can get out of it on the bottom here. I'm trying to get a cleaner torque reading. Okay, I tried to keep the thing from downshifting on me there, but no, I didn't get the thing just right. So again, 643, 620. It should do every bit of the same torque that it does on horsepower. I just can't get it to not downshift right there. So I'd have to dig a little bit deeper. I thought I had it, but I didn't. But we are looking really, really good on pump gas, and I'm really, really excited about those numbers right there. That is awesome. We have a number of things that we can do in the future, and that we have plans to try and feed the blower more airflow. So if we can get more airflow to it, it will make more boost. So we still have a little bit of a restriction in the induction, but we're going to look to possibly a larger throttle body and possibly remaking the induction track and or the mass airflow housing there. I wasn't scared. He embellished that. This blower and the way that ADM has this stuff set up is super efficient. When I had my experience with my Z06 and this blower, I knew that it was really efficient. It might be a small blower, but it can generate some monster amounts of torque, and it is awesome for a 1.7 liter blower. All right, so we got 650 wheel horsepower on 7.5 pounds of boost. That says a lot for the efficiency. And we are on 93. We're at 200 horsepower, 7.5 pounds of boost, 93 octane only. So when we throw the E85 at it, hopefully we are gonna gain more than what we had gained on the our normal pickup from the E85 to 93. We're getting a little bit more cooling from that, and we should be able to run a bit more spark advance. So those are our last two runs, made 651 horsepower, and looking pretty good. We're in like 94-degree air temps right now. Okay, so this right here is about 4,200 RPM. I have it in miles an hour right now because this is when we had a problem with our tack leak. And then right here is about 6,100 RPM, and we are carrying out to 6,500 RPM very, very nicely. So instead of having to rely on it drawing air through the system, we're now forcing it down its throat. Okay, so from about 4,200, we are picking up over 150 horsepower, and that should translate to a little bit more torque than that, maybe about 160, 170 pound-feet of torque. Right through the middle, so we're going to call this roughly about 5,200, we're up 170 horsepower. That is monstrous. And at the top end here, after it petered off, we're over 200 horsepower. So there's 201 horsepower, right about, say, 6,100 RPM. So not a bad gain for just throwing on a blower with ADM's kit. I mean, this thing is gonna be stupid. From our little test drive on the street, I had a cupcake timing curve in there, and you know, we threw a little bit of that on there. Now she's making some big power. We're gonna be able to throw the better fuel in here and try and find the limitation of the fuel on this. But I don't think we're gonna be able to really exceed maybe 50% E85. But like I said, I had a couple little tricks up my sleeve and kind of trying to push the envelope a little bit. We got to see if this thing makes a little bit more boost on the street, which is very possible. It's not the most aerodynamic thing, nor is it the lightest thing. So with the extra load, you know, that Porkapotamus, she's about 5,600 pounds. With the extra load and the wind resistance, come, you know, 4th, 5th gear, it's probably going to make another pound, maybe 2 pounds. So I might have to back that timing curve down just a little bit when it's loaded. Pretty interesting though, but 200 horsepower, 7.5 pounds of boost, 93 octane. That is freaking awesome. and it's like not even heating up that much at all. So my wife had a CTSV2 that would made about 640 wheel and about 640 pound-feet of torque. It was a manual trans, and at the time I had the manual record with the car. This is like 5-6 years ago at this point. That was 11.0 at 131. In the greater scheme of things, not crazy fast, but for the time it was the fastest manual, where the automatics were just 60-footing like crazy and all that. This car, we are making more power. We're a little bit heavier, but this automatic absolutely gets it. It is just super nasty aggressive. It should be able to 60 foot if we can get the thing to weight transfer and not spin like crazy. We are going to need some help with wheels and tires. We're kind of looking at that avenue right now. But this thing is going to move. Like, my wife's going to be able to go to the grocery store in like 4 seconds now. It's going to be really fast. And this really is my wife's car. This is not my car. I have a couple of other cars and all that, and it's like, this is really my wife's daily driver that we, you know, take the kids places and take the dogs places, and it's a grocery getter. But my daily driver is a Duramax. I will do a video on that at some point in the near future. It's not as fun and as exciting as this thing is, and the Miata, you guys have seen that as well. And we have another big surprise coming up very soon, so I can't wait to share that with you guys. But this is going to be something that is, you know, it'll be a little neighborly competition, let's just say that. So we have reached our limitation on the fuel system of the Porkapotamus. I could push it just a tiny bit farther, but I gotta build in the fact that it might build more boost on the street. So if it builds more boost on the street, just as our demand for more fuel is there, the supply is going down because, again, more pressure on the fuel system is pushing against it. So if that's the case, we're about 40% E85 right now, and you know, I would have liked to see just a little bit more gains on E85, but I'm having to play around with the injection timing a lot, and I'm watching the fuel pressure go from 88 pounds, which is what I have commanded in there, and in some areas it's dropping down to low 40s, and I saw as low as 33 pounds in one area. We mentioned a little bit earlier that we're going to change out a fuel supply line there that hopefully should alleviate somewhat of a restriction in there. If we can do that, then we should be able to get a lot more fuel supplied to our high pressure pump. If that's the case, then maybe we could run full E85 with a stock fuel system. We're going to find out sometime in the future here, but we're going to go for a test drive in a little bit and check this thing out. It should be a monster. This is over 220 horsepower more than what we had. We're just shy of 200 horsepower on what we made on E85, and we're over 210 horsepower over what we had made on 93. So really happy with the overall performance of this kit and what ADM has done with this blower system. And we got a couple more things that we're looking to do to try and get a little bit more squeezed out of it. But this is a monster hurdle that we've crossed, and I'm really pleased with it. I mean, you can hear how quickly it is accelerating from 70 to like 110 miles an hour. I mean, it is pretty nasty fast. So we're going to go try it out on the street and see how she goes. This thing might not exactly haul the mail, but it does haul the dogs. Yeah, so a lot of people might think that the drivability is messed up or anything, but it's like it drives so freaking good. It's like, you know,
feels perfectly.
Yeah, it's like totally like stock, you know. It's like nothing, dude. That's just freaking, that's nothing.
Dumbo.
We're gonna need some brakes. Oh yeah, it's just,
dude, this thing is so fast.
Yeah, this is gonna be fun. This is gonna be really fun. So it's really dark inside here. It's all tinted up, so we have the vanity things on just so you can see us and all that. Otherwise, it would be way too dark. The sun is setting, so it's like it is getting very dark. And in this car, it's like GoPros are really not well known for their. Actually, here, let's do this. We'll roll the windows there. Yeah. And we'll turn them on.
Shift like that?
Yeah. That actually, the top end, I need that to downshift. Like the top end pulled so much better. Like, it was a little bit of a lull at first, but like, I mean, oh my gosh, when it came on, I was like, dang, that was pretty good. And that shifted pretty wicked fast. Yeah,
Got
like,
there quick.
yeah, and it might have exceeded 70. I mean, not much though, not much at all.
Holy crap, dude.
Yeah, that was too smooth. Like that was. So you close your eyes, you're like, are you a stock Z06 right now? All right, so we're gonna try a 20 to about a 70-ish. Okay, but it's that you stay in it a little longer. You're like, oh man, it feels good. All right, so see if we can like kind of burn them off here. All right, we're gonna do a rolling 15. So here. Yeah, it has a little. Yeah, we gotta do that. Yeah, that was. Yeah, it's like. Yeah.
It's fast.
Yeah. I got a little something. I got to do with that 1-2 shift. That was like it had a little bit of a lull, but wow. I mean,
it seemed like she was damn spinning a little bit.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it rolls.
Yeah, we rolled the tires off.
Yeah, no, it's this is a fun vehicle. It's like anybody would want to jump in this big girl and be like, you know, to be like, oh yeah. No, it's definitely surprising. I mean, this is stock mufflers. Stock mufflers! You can barely even tell the thing's modified, you know? It's like, you hear the cam and all that, but it's just, this is gonna be like this is the ultimate, like, cruising sleeper. Yeah, you just, like, would never, ever, you know, you'd roll up next to it, and I'd love to just. So before I messed around a bunch on the street, and there was Mustangs, there was some Hemis and some other vehicles that I'd play around with and whatever. But now we've got like 300 horsepower more, like literally 300 horsepower more than I was messing around with them before. That's gonna be embarrassing. You know? Be like, dude, what do you have in that thing? Like 4 seats, 5 dogs, 3 kids, you know? It's, that's nice though. I mean, that's just like you're just an easy squeezy throttle, you know, nothing. It's effortless acceleration though.
It's just nice
love
and
it.
Quiet,
Yeah.
Cadillac-y right now at the red light.
Yeah. It's like you can
100%
barely tell there's a cam in it. Like, I mean, barely. But I mean, like driving like here and now, it's like you never know that there's a that's even modified, that's got heads cam, you know. It's like it's a little louder than stock, but just not much.
Not much. Not as much as I thought, really.
The blower makes more noise than just about anything else. So when we first took on this project, you know, it was kind of like pro bono. I did the intake and the exhaust before my wife really kind of knew about it. But once we got the supercharger and all that, she doesn't know it yet, but, you know, there's going to be about a $5,000 bill in the mail. I love you, babe. But, you know, I love her. You know, when we were dating, actually, I made her pay for her tune, but it was, she's like, what? But, yeah, you know, money's got to come from somewhere, babe. You're going to have to, you know, it's like about $5,500, $6,000, you know, you're going to have to hook it up. Perhaps we could work something out. All right, I am super stoked of the Porkapotamus right here. That is the output that we were really hoping for. I would like a little bit more on the 85. You know, you always want just a little bit more. But we have so much more that we can gain and grow from. So we got a couple of things up our sleeve that we're looking forward to doing in the future. All right, so we're getting ready to put the bumper back on. We just kind of had that off so that we could kind of test anything and change anything if we needed to while that was apart. Guys, stay tuned. We got a bunch of things that we're getting ready to do. This thing's just really started, in fact. You know, we're gonna go take it to the track and try and kind of systematically knock out all that low-hanging fruit. Gonna get some wheels on her, and we're gonna be able to probably put a larger expansion tank in there. Got a lot of things that we're hopefully gonna be able to do to really be able to try and be the fastest Escalade. So this is just the beginning. She's gonna get even faster. We're gonna make more power, and got a lot of neat little projects coming up. So stay tuned. We have a new project coming up very, very soon. Thank you guys so much for supporting us. You know, check out some of our merchandise. What you guys are doing for supporting us allows us to be able to do stuff like this. So thank you so much for all the support that you guys have given. We're gonna keep up as good and cutting edge technology and content as what we can do. We've got a lot of really cool stuff coming up. we're going to have some little in-house rivalry, of which is going to be a lot of fun coming up very, very shortly. Stay tuned, and we will keep you posted on what we have up our sleeve. Guys, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe and share. Please also check us out on Instagram. God bless you guys. Thanks for watching.